Alright, welcome back to Strength and Speed. It's morning time here on Sunday morning. I've had a shock for actually a while now that I have not replaced the rear left side of the car here. That's what we're going to be doing today. I have a sensor that's gone off. It basically locked up the shock, so I cannot adjust it anymore, and it also disabled me to turn off traction control when I'm driving. So I haven't had that probably for, I'd say, 3 or 4 months or so. It took a couple months to get the part in from overseas, and then I just have not put it on myself. So right now we have the replacement shock. Now, there was hardly any of these online. This is the new version. There is an old version of this as well. I believe it ends in G. It's been months since I've ordered it, but this was the replacement used one. I found I think maybe 2 or 3 new ones online, and then only 2 used ones, and the used ones were significantly cheaper. And since this one went out early on miles, I figured I'd go ahead and try that one first, see how that goes before I spend you know, 4 times the amount. So I haven't done this on this car before. Actually, it's probably been 10 plus years since I've done any kind of suspension work on a car. So we're gonna have fun today. We're gonna figure out what sizes and everything we need, but it should be pretty simple. You know, moving straight forward through it. So I'll go ahead and set the camera up and show you what's all involved. So 2 bolts up at the top. Those are pretty simple. Alright. So I took a couple minutes off camera, just kind of scoped things out a little bit. Didn't go digging through all of my tools, but I found ones that'll work. On the back side here, on the bottom, there's that bolt there. That bolt seems to fit a 21. Pretty nice. And then these 2 bolts up here seem to fit, I think 5/8 is what I got, yeah, for that. So we'll take those off. There's a clip right there that I need to disconnect, and then I need to disconnect this hose up here. So that hose will run down and through back here. So I'll disconnect that guy. As you can see, here it is there, and then there's just that one plug down there at the bottom, and that's it. So 2 things I need to disconnect as far as connections go, and then 3 bolts. So we'll see roughly how long that takes. Alright, I think all that's left to do, all this is free and clear. Connector, I think I just need to disconnect that. We're gonna get some fluid coming out, but it'll be alright. Alright, so sorry I couldn't tell the camera angles, but we got the bolts up top nice and secure. We've got our clip back in. I need to get this bolt seated all the way in and tighten that, and then I just need to finish screwing this bolt in here. Once I'm done with these 2 bolts, then we can put the wheel back on, drop it, and see if we fixed it. hopefully we don't have any issues. It's plug and play, and get my car back the way it was many months ago. Okay, I think that's pretty secure. I think we got everything back the way that it was. Kind of show you guys around. See, we got those seated nice and firm. We've got that in place. We've got our washer back there and the bolt back in, and we've got our connector back the way it was. You guys can kind of see all around back here. Those are lowering springs that got added on the car. Yeah, I mean, everything else looks good. Let's put the tire on this thing and see if we fixed her. Alright, just got finished with the scan. We are, let me make sure that's clear. Been touching this thing all over. Okay, so we've got in the brakes, it is saying that the button is malfunctioning. Let's go ahead and just clear that. Let's see if this thing pops back up. Okay, let's try. Doesn't look like it's working. It's not popping up with any codes. We'll try to drive it, see if it's something that's lower limit not reached, key 2. Okay. We'll just clear these codes and see what happens. So this is the code that we used to have that was popping up all the time. So we cleared that. Let's see if this one comes back. It's not coming back, so that's a good sign. And then I think the other one's just the yeah, the multimedia. That's just because the camera's not working, the backup camera, which I'm not concerned with. I don't use a backup camera. So yeah, so we'll drive the car around, see if anything will reset, and then we'll finish the video after I can clear that with you. Alright, well, good news is the traction control ESP button is working. It has been many months since I've been able to turn that off. I feel like that's changed the performance outcome of the car. I haven't been able to continue to pull with the same amount of torque, so we're going to do a little pull here in Mexico. So I do realize you know, some of these videos are kind of all over the place doing various things. I just try to record things that are maybe more highlights of things that I would put on YouTube, especially when it comes to working on the car. There's not a lot of information of people working on the RS7 or just the A7 platform itself out there. So a lot of times when I'm trying to look things up, or if I want to modify or change things, I don't have a lot of info. So I thought it'd be helpful to do just a regular guy's experience, and you know, show you guys firsthand from just a normal guy who's not a mechanic, if you guys want to work on your cars, that it's something that's definitely doable. And hopefully the videos help point you in a good position. What I can say is, with the traction control off, I can tell I'm slipping. I'm losing traction, and it's the torque, the low end torque that I was missing before I could turn the traction control off is back. So yeah, that's great, because I've been missing that a lot. I've actually thought about what other options do I have if that is not the case, because obviously I needed to just replace that to check first, but I was thinking maybe I need to retune it, and I probably still do, but that was the next option that I was going to go down the list. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video there, guys. As you can see, there's no more lights. I cleared all the old codes that were in there, and it appears that none of them came back. I've got the suspension in dynamic right now. I can definitely tell that it's in dynamic, which obviously when I was getting that code, it locked the suspension, so I couldn't do any of the auto dampening at all. So yeah, today was a success. Got the used part. I can't recall how much it was. I want to say maybe $275 or so, like that, versus a brand new part was in between $800 or $900, if I remember correctly. So at the time when I ordered it, plus you know, you have to wait for shipping and all of that stuff, which comes from overseas, so you've got a month to 2 months depending on if it gets stuck in customs and how quickly they move over there. So I figured, hey, it was worth a shot to do the used one, and so far I'd say that was the right choice. So hopefully this helps you guys moving forward if you guys need to replace your auto dampening shocks in your Audi RS7. All right, guys, take care.